Hi everyone. I just wanted to jump in because I'm really excited that at Six Figure Bookkeeper, we now have an amazing tool to help you with marketing as a bookkeeper or as an accountant. I know how crucial it is to put marketing content out there. I think everyone is putting marketing content out there. And if you're not, you are not being seen, you're missing potential, but you're also missing potential to show your expertise and your credibility. And I think that in this world where we instantly pick up our phones to check out, look people up, if something comes through the door or you see something or you hear about something, you instantly go to social media to go and look them up. You need to be showing up online, and you need to be showing up with not just personal brand content, but also professional business content. And I know that lots of sole practitioners do not have the budget available to have a copywriter or a designer or a PR agent to be working for them. And I've spent years trying to build templates and downloadable resources and things that you can use to support you as a bookkeeper or accountant with marketing your business. And for me, this is the solution, and I'm really excited about it. And I'd like to show you very quickly how to set it up. Now, you may or may not know, I have another business called Hey Monica, and I'm going to set Journal up right now for Hey Monica. If you want to go and have a try, you can actually get a 14-day free trial of Journal. You just go to bookkeepersmarketing.com. You'll be asked to put your details in. You can get 14 days for free. In fact, you can see on the screen right now that I'm working in a trial of the 14-day free trial, and then I'll be charged after that. So go and have a look and you can find out all about it, bookkeepersmarketing.com. But I'm actually going to set it up. So this is a brand new account, and I thought this was a brilliant opportunity to show you exactly what this tool is capable of. I'm going to move fast, but I want to do this to show you how quickly we can get this set up. So there are some videos to talk you through the few things that you need to do. You can see they're like 5-minute, 3-minute, 2-minute videos, really, really fast to get through it. But I'm going to take you straight in and I'll show you exactly what I would do if I was setting up Journal today. In fact, I am. So I'm going to go into my settings first of all. And there are a few different things that I need to do to be up and running. One of the first things I need to do is make sure that I'm connected up to my social media platforms. I want to schedule posts to different places. I can connect this to my LinkedIn account. I can connect it to my Facebook page. I can also connect it to my Instagram account. There are more things coming, but right now this is where we are. And I think from a small business, professional business point of view, these are the places you need to be showing up. So what I can do is I can connect my LinkedIn profile, but I'm just gone into LinkedIn. I'm going to click connect profile. It's going to open up another window that you can't see because I'm not sharing everything in my entire life with you right now. I'm just going to log in. It's just a window with my email and my password. It's verifying my account. And now you can see that it is connecting. So it's connected to my own profile. And now it's saying, what page do you want to connect to? I want to connect to our Hey Monica page in this instance because we're creating social media content for Hey Monica. So I'm going to select that. And now you can see that I've got my personal page connected and my Hey Monica LinkedIn page connected as well. And that means that I can post to both of those accounts. I can also go in and connect my Facebook account or my Instagram account. So I can do both. If I go through my business suite, I'm going to connect just my Instagram account at the moment because this is where we're using for Hey Monica. This is what we're using right now. So just connecting up to my Instagram account at the moment, and it's just twirling around. It says it's been connected. And there you go. You can see that my Instagram profile is now connected. So I can go out and I can post in those places that I want to post. Okay, what we need to do now is to design the, create the design so that I know that when I'm posting, I'm creating on-brand content. This is the bit where we make sure that we look like this consistent brand that we want to show up as. So we're going to go in and we're going to look at our logo, colors, fonts, and then we have these lovely templates we can just use over and over again. So I'm going to go into settings again. And this time I'm going to go into the design lab. And this is where I can change everything. Now, what is beautiful about Journal is the way that it can create these different styles, or they call them design sets. So depending on what type of post you want to put out, you've got 5 different options. You can do something where you're introducing someone from your team. Maybe you've got like a miscellaneous post that would have a different style. You can share testimonial posts. You can also share quotes, or if you've got a few words or a tip you want to share, you can use this kind of format as well. So we've got lots of different versions, and you see these all sort of lines and dots and things on here. We can choose a different design set, so it doesn't have to look like this. We will be able to go in and choose a design set that we like. So if I like this kind of angles look, or I know something like this or something like this, I've got options, and then that style will be carried across the different types of slides and images that I can create. So I'm not going to worry about that right now. What I'm going to do is start on the logo page. I need to upload my own logo for the business. So I'm going to go in and select an image. I'm just going to find my logo. You can't see it's just opened a window on my laptop, just like my sort of file and downloads bits and bobs. So I'm just going to go and find an image for my logo. There it is. Upload Hey Monica. So are you happy? Is that what you want? Yes, that's the one. That's the logo we use. And can you see that on the right hand side, it's actually added that logo onto this template for me? What I can do now is I can, if I want to, and it really depends on the logo that you have, you can, depending on the different type of post you're creating, you can make that logo appear in different ways. So I might decide, now this isn't going to work with Hey Monica because it will black out everything, but you can change it to be black. So if you've got like a coloured word or something, or a symbol, for example, and you thought, well, actually, there's going to be a dark background for me on that style of post, I might like it to be in white instead. You can make those kind of changes, but I'm going to stick with the coloured image. That works for me. Then I'm going to go into fonts. I get to choose a font set. So if there's a particular way I want my content to be showing up, I can do that. I think for Hey Monica, we're probably looking for something pretty simple. And you can, if you want to, upload your own font. So if you've got a brand font file, you can upload those as well. I'm now going to go into colours. Hey Monica is a very purple blob of slime. So I can use one of these predefined colour sets, or I can define my own colours. So if I scroll right to the bottom, I can click on choose your own, and then I could upload, if I knew the hex codes for our brand, I could put those hex codes in. In fact, I probably ought to find out, but I want this to be fast. So I'm going to stick with the purples that we've got because this looks, do you know what? I'm just going to switch this over. I think that's probably better. Put that one in there. Okay, great. I'm happy with that. So I've got my colours on there. What I need to do now is I'm just going to save my changes. And I'm going to move on. So I want to go into my business info now. So here you can put in your website, and that means that website is going to show up at the bottom of every single slide. So I want to change that to whatever your website is. And then finally, we're going to just choose the design set. So as I said, there's loads of different styles. So depending on what you want this to look like, or the kind of appearance that is appropriate, there might be something like there's a shape that's right for your business, or it might be that you're like, oh, actually that's sort of more like us. I found quite a fun format before, which I thought would be good for Hey Monica, this cartoon. So I think I'm going to work with this one. So for me, if I had an insight post going out, it would look like that. I can have a team post. I can have a miscellaneous post. And by the way, we can customize all these images behind as well. So I'll show you how to do that later as well. Testimonial post and a quote post as well. So we've got lots of options for the way that we show up visually. And once I've done that, I save my changes, and then that is done. That is it for the design setup. You've done that once. If you're creating a post and you ever want to like reposition things or move things around, you can also do that. But it's your call. It's your call. There is a sort of higher level of editing if you need to do that. The next thing I want to do is go into my AI settings. This is again one thing that you just do once. So this is where you give some information about your business and you create a tone of voice and a kind of client that you want to be talking to with your content. So I'm just going to, I need to disable this so I don't get my husband's name popping up on the screen all the time. I'm just going to put in some information about the kind of content that we're creating. So I'm just going to make sure that we're using British English. Hey Monica is our business. So we're telling the AI here what we do. And the reason that's important is you want to be writing content from the angle of, remember, we're using AI. We need to create content speaking as the kind of business that we are. So we're a software product, but you're probably a bookkeeper or an accountant. And I'm going to say mentor for bookkeepers, business location, UK. Call to action, get a free trial. It might be for you, book a call. And I'm just going to describe what we do. Not social media, that's what we're here doing in Journal. An AI-powered work experience simulation for bookkeepers who've passed their exams. I'd like you to go and talk to Dad about it. I'm just a bit busy at the moment, okay? Okay, so that's that part. I've described what we do. Now I'm going to go into quick create. Now, when you see us creating posts, you'll see that we get an option to, we can press a button that says quick create. If we know the topic we want to write about, we can just press this button and it will write the whole caption. This is such a time saver, but we need to one time set this up so we know if we press quick create, what kind of content do we like to make. So I'm going to suggest to it that the best content for me, that is a sort of one time tick the box, is a medium post. I like to be professional, but I also want to be empathetic, conversational. You can choose lots of these. You can say what you want to include. Like, I always want a call to action. If you're a bookkeeper, you always want people to book a call with you or go to your website or something, you know, that you want them to take a next step. I actually want to include emojis. So I'm going to put emojis in there. Do I want to exclude anything? No, I'm pretty happy. And what kind of formatting do I want? So we've got lots of copywriting frameworks here. So copywriters, anyone watching this will know that you're often writing, or you can write within a particular framework if there's a style of the sort of conversation that you want to be sharing. Lots of these are useful for lots of different reasons, and you get the option to select different ones, or you can just leave it blank. I personally found that PAS works really well, particularly when we're talking about bookkeeping. You're talking about a problem that someone has, and you want to remind them there's a problem and tell them about the solution and give them a call to action to work with you next. So this I've found has been very good for me. So I'm just going to save those changes. Now it knows if we're quick creating, this is what to create. Tones of voice. So I can either use my own tone of voice. So if I know that, if I've got some brand guidelines on how we write, I can go in there and I can write that. Or in fact, what you can do is ask it to go and look at your website. So maybe I could do that. So if I get it to go to monica.com and next, it's going to go and have a look at the website. And hopefully it's going to learn some stuff about what tone of voice we use. And then it's going to go, here we go, supportive and approachable, aiming to build confidence. The brand communicates in a friendly and encouraging manner, making complex bookkeeping tasks feel manageable and less intimidating. Brilliant. Let's use that. So I'm just going to give it a tone of voice that I recognize. So I know. So that's now my default tone of voice. So hopefully this content, when the quick create works, is going to write my content in the tone that is reflective of what's on the website. I get to create a persona of my ideal client. So who am I writing this content for? Well, there are lots of ways I can do this. I can read a website, or I can type something in, or I can let the AI assistant create one for me. I'm going to try that here. Tell me about the name of your business. Actually, do you know what? I think I'm going to write it in manually. I'm going to say new bookkeeper. I'm just going to describe the persona. She might be called Katie, is a newly qualified bookkeeper looking for her first clients. Mom. Can you go and see Daddy, please? I'm looking why. Go and talk to Dad. Yep. Newly qualified bookkeeper looking for her first clients. She's passed her exams, but doesn't have practical work experience. She needs confidence to feel ready, even though she's qualified. Maybe I know some other stuff about her. Maybe she's like in her 30s. She's working around kids. It feels urgent to get this work experience. She needs to be earning from her bookkeeping qualification. Okay, great. I'm going to make that my default persona and save those changes. And now I've created my new bookkeeper persona. So I've got my details about my business, how I want content to be written with Quick Create, the tones of voice we use as default, the Hey Monica word, the Hey Monica tone of voice, which is taken from the website, the persona of Katie, the new bookkeeper who's just qualified. I've also got this option to have banned words and phrasing. You know how AI uses words like navigate and I don't even know, the journey and or compass. Those words are here. You can also add extra words. There's 4 pages of banned words. You can unban them if you want to. I like to take out actually the not just, because sometimes you get the it is not just this, it's this. So I'm going to put not just in there as well. That's one that I quite like. In fact, I quite like to have not. I'm going to add that as well, which seems like it rules out a lot, but really it just means it rewords things in a different way. And that's what I'm trying to get. Okay, so I've got all of these banned words on here as well. So we're done. In terms of setup, we've done all of our settings. Right. So we know that Journals AI is going to sound like you and it's going to speak to the clients that you've got. Right. Now what we need to do is make a schedule of content. There are a few things I really want to show you. We're 17 minutes in. This was so quick to set up. This is going to change the way that you create social media content. So let's do that. Let's start with a recurring schedule. Now, you probably have tried to do this on a piece of paper at one time or another in your life. And what can be really helpful for us is to know that on Monday we post something about this topic, on Tuesday we post about this topic, on Wednesday we post about this topic, but it's really hard to actually put that into practice and get and keep that momentum. Well, what the recurring schedule does is it creates this rolling, repeatable 4-week schedule for you of what content's going on which platform at what time. You set this up, you can add to it, you can take away from it. We've got templated schedules. You can add your own things in there. But what this will do once you've got this schedule set up is it will create a queue, a list of posts for you that will go out, and all you have to do is create that post using the Quick Create or something from your own head if you've got that inspiration, but it makes it so much easier to get your posts out. Now, Journal doesn't just create the post, because we've connected it to our accounts, it's going to post it onto those accounts as well, which is epic. So we need to start with having, because I don't think you want to go on here and just create a post anytime, although you can. If you're like, I need to post something right now, you can go to create post, you can write it from scratch, or you can use the AI writer. So if I wanted to create from scratch, I type my caption in, I stick a photo with it, I can post it right now. You see it says post now, or I can schedule it for the future. But what I think you probably want to do, the reason you're probably here is you're thinking, I need some structure. I need to actually have a system that works. And this is the system. So we're going to set up a system. I think what would be nice is to add some kind of schedule. So maybe we go to Schedules Lab, where we've got lots of pre-made schedules for you. There's lots of core content schedules, which are naturally built into the system. Anything that says journal has been designed by me personally. And what I've put on here is some light, some regular, and some advanced schedules for each of those platforms. And what I'm thinking, let's have a little look at our LinkedIn business page. Maybe we want to do a light touch schedule, and we can just have a look at that. So we've got some posts going out on a Tuesday and a Thursday every single week. Maybe I want to use that schedule. So I just say, yep, use that schedule. And this is going to add it to my own recurring schedule. So you can see I've now added in these simple tips, client wins, who we help, etc., etc. Maybe I also want to get something out there that's going on to Instagram. In fact, maybe I want to add my own content for Instagram. Maybe I think, right, I want to post something on Monday. On week 1, on week 2, on week 3, on week 4, always on a Monday, always on a Thursday. I always want it to go out at 7 a.m. There's some suggested times on my Instagram account. And I get to choose the category. What do I want to post on those days? So maybe I want to post something where I'm talking about some business categories. Maybe I'm talking about like building a business for the future is a good one. Like we all need to be doing that. So maybe there's some content that goes out on Instagram on Mondays and Thursdays about a business of the future. Maybe I'm happy with that right now. Or maybe on Friday, I want to put something out that's going on my Instagram. We did Monday and Friday. No, we did Monday and Thursday, didn't we? Let's do Fridays. Let's do Fridays at 1 p.m. We're going to put something else out which starts a discussion. Opinions, please. And let's add that post. So we've now got a recurring calendar every week. What's going up? You can make this look however you want. What's going to happen now is in our queue, which is where we create the content from, we're going to have this list of the dates coming up and what posts need to go out. We need to start a discussion on Instagram tomorrow at 1 o'clock, and it's awaiting approval. On the 14th, we need to write about the business of the future for Instagram. It will go out at 7 o'clock. It's waiting for me to make it. On the 15th, I want to write something for LinkedIn to help my audience. It's awaiting approval. All I need to do now is make this content really quick. So let's start at the top. We're going to start a discussion. Now, what we do here is when we click on this item in the queue, on the right-hand side, it gives us a post idea. I love this. Let's be honest, we all have one drawer we pretend that doesn't exist. I guess this is the like messy procrastination drawer. It gives us a suggestion of what we might want to be creating this content about. Now, I might go, yeah, this could be kind of relevant for me, or I might think, oh, I don't know about that one. If I'm not sure, I can click on change post idea and I can choose anything that I want. I can choose any of these kind of things. I'm going to click on this one. Let's be honest, we all have a list of books we're never going to finish. I think that's quite relevant if you're doing work experience. So I'm going to choose that. That's going to be my post idea. And I'm going to click on quick create. I can choose advanced create, but I want to do quick create because we've just set all of those rules up for quick create. Advanced create just lets us go, well, actually for this post, I'm going to change it slightly. I'm going to use a different copywriting framework, or I want a longer post or a shorter post, for example. But that's now written me a caption. Ever find yourself adding books to the reading list knowing you might never get to them? We all have those titles that sit on our shelves gathering dust. And I'm just going to edit it slightly in here so I can change anything I want here. Between work, family, and everything else, let's put studying in there and everything else. These pages often remain untouched. If you're a bookkeeper seeking practical experience, you don't need a book. Check out Hey Monica, right? Check out Hey Monica, get a free trial, discover how it can help you build your confidence. No books in sight. Great. So I've now written a caption that I'm really happy with that can go out online. I might think, do you know what? It's ready to go on my Instagram, but what if I was to put it on my LinkedIn? This is really good. I want to like repurpose it. So maybe I can also go in and choose some other accounts that I want to put it on as well. You can see over here on the right hand side, this is what this post is going to look like for me, but I haven't got an image with it. So I want to be adding an image right now. Now I could just add in a photo. I could go to media and I could upload my own photo. So I could go onto my own computer. This is just opened in my own sort of drive, the sort of browser window that I have. Here's a completely random photo of me with a watermelon. Maybe I want that. I mean, I probably want a picture of myself with a book or something. But I can see here what this post is going to look like with, and you see, because it's an Instagram, the text is going to go underneath. It says, you ever find yourself adding books to the reading list? Now, I can also see what it's going to look like on LinkedIn here. But because we've done this amazing setup, do you remember we set up those beautiful templates, which are all on brand? We don't have to just have an image. What we can do now to make it look like we have a designer, and let's be honest, we're probably not going to use that photo either. We can go in and we can choose one of these templates. Do you remember these? Insight, meet the team, quote, miscellaneous. Now I feel like this is like an insight or a miscellaneous. So let's see what they look like. If I choose insight, I get this image here. If I choose miscellaneous, I get this image here. Now I realize that photo doesn't work. In great news, you do have an advanced editing feature. So if you did want to go in to the design and you did want to open the editor, you could actually go in and you can move things around on the screen. So you can move this, or you can do anything you want. I could move how that photo shows up. I can scroll and things like that. So I've got all of those advanced editing features if I want to use them. I'm actually just going to close that. I don't want to actually change that. What I'm going to do is use a better photo. But what I'm going to do is I can also have access to loads and loads of stock photos. So I don't have to have my own photo ready. And you'll see often business branded posts don't have necessarily photos of individual people from your business. Although I've got to say, you can post to your LinkedIn personal account here. And I would 100% recommend you put photos of yourself when you're building your personal brand. But if you're doing a business post and you want it to be more of a generic businessy but on brand post, you might want to use a photo from media. I'm just going to delete my own watermelon photo and I'm just going to click on add image, and I get access to Pexels, Unsplash, Pixabay, and these are free photos that I can use. So I'm going to have like pile of books. I can search for anything, see what comes up. Here we go. There's a massive load of books. Let's choose that one. And then what it's going to do is it's going to add that image into my post for me. So I can really define what it does. The other thing I think is amazing is that you see it's put some text here on this little Hey Monica box. I can change that. I can change that as well. So if I go into, so it's not just the caption I have control over, I also have control over this box here. So you can change this as well. So what I'm going to change that to say is something like, stop buying books. Hey Monica means you don't need them anymore. Something like that. And then if I'm happy with that post and I'm happy for it to go on my Instagram and my LinkedIn account, I can then approve it. And in the queue, you see there's a post tomorrow that's going out, opinions please. It shows me a preview of that post. Okay, and it's going to go onto both of those accounts. One more, then I'm going to stop because we'll be up to 30 minutes and you literally are ready to go with this. 14th of July, next post, business of the future. So I can advance create. So if I've got my own idea, I can write something in and I can say, this is what I generally think about this idea. The future, the prompt is about the future of your business depends on this one habit. So I might have my own idea and I might say, right, I want you to write something. I want it to be this length. I want it to use this tone of voice, etc., etc. But if I don't have time for that, I click quick create. It opens up. It starts writing me some content about the prompt that was on the right-hand side. The future of your business hinges on one habit. Start small. Every day, take a moment to learn something new about your craft, about what you do, your industry. With each moment you invest, you grow. And then it's got some text, get a free trial. And if I'm happy with that, I can then go in and remember I can either just add an image or I can have a particular style of post. I can go in and I can add my own image. This one was about growth, right? So let's put something in about growth, see what comes up. Nothing in here. Don't know, that's a very cliche image, but we're on a limit of time. So there's something about growth. I can change the text. This simple habit is the future. And then if I'm happy, I approve it. And that post is done. It's written, it's designed, it's on brand, it looks like you. When you show up online, people are like, oh, they're a serious business. And that's what I want for you. I'd love to see you using Journal. Go and get a free trial for 14 days at bookkeepersmarketing.com. See how you feel about it, see if it works for you, and let me know how you get on. Okay, take care. Bye.